Hello, hello, fellow crafters. Today I am showing you how to make these 6 cards in less than 15 minutes. So I won't be showing details like die cutting and whatnot, but it's very quick and easy, and they turned out very beautiful. Look at that shine in the background. It's so gorgeous. And chances are you're going to have some of these supplies at home and you can recreate them very quickly and easily. They are very quick and easy to create the backgrounds, and then you just need a big sentiment. That's it. Lucky wanted to stop by and say hi. He is a bit upset because I won't stop trying to kiss him, and you might get the scratches that he left on my arms. I do apologize for that. I hope it's okay. I'll try not to give any close ups. Okay, so this idea came from some old videos. This is a technique that I've seen a bunch of people using before. And usually you put a little bit of ink, it could be straight from your ink pads, on a plastic surface, spray it with a little bit of water. I put way too much water because I just wanted to show you. And then you use that plastic to put that ink down, to smush it down, and you create an okay effect. Usually mine looks just like a blob. It's hard to control, so I've seen someone else showing this other option online. I'm going to show it to you now. So you just need a couple of paper towels and just crunch them up into a ball, and then you're gonna need a little bit of plastic. It can be very thin but malleable plastic. I am reusing some packaging here, and I'm going to cut off one side and cut off the adhesive that's on one of the edges, and then I'm going to wrap that up. But it could be, if you have like a plastic bag, a plastic shopping bag, it could be that, it could be with prints. I'm using it clear just so you see what I'm doing, but it doesn't need to be clear at all. Just make sure that if it has printing or text or something on it, that's not going to come off when you use your ink. So I think it's better if it's plain plastic. Now I'm gonna wrap the paper towel with the plastic. I don't want any open ends, so I'm gonna bring all those corners up. I'm gonna hold them together, twist them around once or twice, and get a bit of string. It could be any kind of string. It could be adhesive as well if you prefer. And I'm gonna turn it around a few times and tie it around back and forth a couple of times, cut it off the excess, and then I'm going to cut off the excess of the plastic as well, where I do want to leave a little bit so I can use it as a holder, and it's ready to use. It's very quick and easy. I'm pretty sure you have some plastic and paper towel and some string or adhesive at home that you can create these. I call them a pouncer. I don't know if they actually have a name. I can't remember where I've seen the videos. I've looked for them before because I've mentioned and I've used this before in my videos. I wanted to link it. If anyone watching this knows, please let me know and I'll be happy to link it in the information box. So here I'm showing you how you can actually use it. You just pick it up, a little bit of it. I use it usually putting the ink on an acrylic block, a little bit of water, but you could use reinkers as well. I don't have any here at the moment. That's why I'm using the ink pads. And then you just pounce it on the cardstock or watercolor paper, wherever you want. And you can really control it. I'm showing you here that you can actually just do dots if you want to, here and there. And it looks absolutely gorgeous. It gives it a little bit of texture as well. You can't see that great with the oxide, but with the other inks later, you will see that it adds a little bit of texture as well. And then you can do as much or as little as you want to. Um, the little dots around it make it look a bit like splatter or spatter. I think people say it differently, right? But I'm just gonna add, you can add as many colors as, like, you can create the pattern you want. Here I thought I would just add a little bit of pink, blue, and yellow to give me a sort of a rainbow, but It's just to showcase it a little bit. You can probably see better with the other colors. You could leave like a lighter layer. You could dry them up and add a second layer on top to make the colors more vibrant. There's a lot you can do with this one single and simple tool, and with this simple and easy idea. So this is what I've seen everybody using, but I thought, how can I do this differently? And I thought the way I really like to use contrast in my cards, what if I flip it up? What if I use the color on the card base? And then I add just a little bit of shine and maybe white or metallics with the pouncer. And that's what we're going to do on the other 5 cards. It's extremely quick and easy to make. So much so that I thought I wouldn't have a crafty video this week. And then when I had this idea, I realized it would be easier to actually make the cards, the 6 cards in one video, than actually make the other video idea that I had. So I started with this pink panel. It's not that bright, it's not that dark, it's not that colorful. I would say it's kind of like more a medium shade of pink. And then I use a little bit of white pigment ink. My white pigment ink is very, very dry at the moment. You see that most of the panels I'm going to do, I'm going to add the ink from the bottom left corner to the upper right, kind of diagonally, and it's just a preference. Do what you want, do what you prefer, but I don't know. I think visually it looks more interesting to me like that. Go figure, right? And then I'm just adding it, and I see that it's not white enough, so I'm using a bit of acrylic paint instead, white acrylic paint. This one is very watery, so it is a bit whiter, but it's not very opaque, I guess. That's the word I'm looking for. And then it's going to dry back. And I noticed that the both of them kind of take in, it lifts a bit of the color that is in the background, and it ends up mixed with the white. So it never ends up white. Maybe I should buy some gesso to try some gesso instead. It will probably be more opaque. But this is all I had at the moment. So that's all I tried. I didn't like, to me, there wasn't enough contrast with this pink and the white. So I'm going to get like darker colors from here on out. But it's exactly the same thing. So here, all I did was I have some metallic watercolors. I'm adding a bit of water to them, and then I'm going to flick them so I can get those dots, Again, I'm adding more to the upper right corner and the bottom left corner, but you could do the whole panel if you prefer, if you want to. Wherever those go down, it would give me a lot of shine, and you have to be tilted in the light to see it better, to see more, but you can see it clearly as well without doing it. So I'm adding for this one just the white, the pearl white watercolor, and then a bright pink as well. The bright pink, it's very, very small dots. You could 100% add black ink here as well. I didn't think about it. I didn't add black to any of them, or I'm going to add a dark emerald green to the green panel, and you will see that it actually looks black in the videos, and it looks black in person as well, but it's not. And this is it. So I'm just going to put it out to dry. I'm going to do the other ones. Just remember that if you want to add those layers so it can get more opaque, so it can get whiter, or more metallic, whatever color you prefer to use here, remember to dry in between. So you see me using the heat gun to accelerate the drying process. But I'm just going to move on to the other panels. And I'm just going to tell you, like, very quickly what I used. They will warp because this is like, it's not even heavyweight cardstock. None of them is. But it will warp, but I'm going to use dry adhesive in the end, and that helps flatten it. So for this one, I also added the white, the pink, but I'm adding the gold flakes as well. And you can see that that one was darker. This one is a dark teal, so I'm adding the white. And then the flakes are white and gold. And for the navy blue, it was white pigment ink that I started. I dried it in between, and then I added the silver pigment ink. It looks absolutely stunning. It really, really shines against the dark background. And then I added white and champagne dots. For this one, I added white acrylic ink and then gold pigment ink with the pouncer. And then I'm going to add white gold flicks and then that dark green that looks like black. It looks very, very nice. I really like all of them, how all of them turned out. And then all you need to add is a big sentiment with beautiful font. And that's it. Your card is done. It's especially effective if you want to make more, like, I don't know, masculine cards, I guess, because then you don't really need to add anything else to it, and you can use the person's favorite color and make like a birthday card or something like that. For these first three cards, that's all I did. There is a shadow layer in vellum for the first two that I showed you here, not the green one. And then for the other ones, I did add a little bit of jewels. So this one I added sequins. The second one I added those jewels, and the last one I added some die cut butterflies as well. I hope you like these ideas. They're very easy. If you do, please consider liking and watching another one of my videos. It really helps me out. Thank you for being here. See you soon. Happy crafting. Bye.